Tonight on News 5 Live, Dominic Alvarado and his mother break their silence on the life-changing consequences of bullying. Shine says UDP Central Executive and MPC got his back. Belize goes big at Atlanta. And in tonight's episode of Culture Tuesday, why pumpkin carving is yet to catch on as part of Belize's Halloween tradition. We'll bring you up to speed with today's top stories in just a few.
El Patio Grill has been using Belize Bank for over 25 years. We only use Belize Bank at our restaurant. That's why we were able to win this trip to Europe. I had never been to Europe. We found out it was Madrid and we were excited and we went to this football match. The teams reached before the game and everybody was just outside, you know. You can't explain, the noise just roared like 3 blocks down the street, but when you got in there and you saw 70,000 people in there, that was amazing. I couldn't believe it was happening. I had to pinch myself to make sure it was real, you know, because it's a one-in-a-lifetime experience, I'd say. My lucky +1 was my son. He's 18 years old, so he was really excited and he enjoyed it as well. He said it's his best trip ever, so it's a priceless experience that we got. Belize Bank has always been there for me. Whatever transactions or whatever I need to do, they're always there for me. I would recommend everybody to use Belize Bank. It's the oldest bank in our country and they continue to do their best.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, October 8th. I am Sabrina Daly. On Monday, we shared a story about the effects of bullying on kids in Belize. One of the cases we focused on was Dominic Alvarado, a 13-year-old second form student at St. John's College, who was seriously hurt in what appears to be a bullying incident. Tonight, Dominic and his mom are breaking their silence. News 5's Brittany Gordon caught up with Dominic to see how he's doing. Here's their story.
13-year-old Dominic Alvarado used to love fishing and was a straight A student at St. John's College. But now, instead of casting lines, he's stuck in bed, twisting a Rubik's Cube to pass the time while his fishing rods gather dust in the corner. What should have been an exciting start to his sophomore year, filled with dreams of becoming a marine biologist, has turned into a painful recovery process. This is the harsh reality of bullying.
So I was up in front of my class by the door standing up with my friend, and then they were, because we could see them at the other side playing. They were playing this game with a cover, and if it goes in between your legs, they pat you. And we were there, and he just come out of nowhere and pat me.
Dominic shares that when he first felt harassed, he tried to report it to a teacher, but the bully stopped him in his tracks.
Before I reached to tell the teacher, he pushed me in the drain, and at the time I didn't feel the pain because I had meat, so I'm chunky. I didn't feel the pain at the time. So then around like a couple weeks now, when I was walking to go to school, it hurt so bad I couldn't walk. I had to limp and it hurt. So I text my mom on my laptop to come for me at school.
After the incident was reported to the school administration, Dominic was initially facing suspension. However, 2 teachers stepped in to defend him, and he was spared from the punishment. Dominic revealed that his bully had been tormenting him since their primary school days. Natalie Alvarado, Dominic's mother, got a frantic call from a relative whose child also goes to St. John's College, urging her to come quickly. She remembers the shock of seeing her son soaked and unaware of the severity of his injuries.
And when I saw him, he was completely soaked with water. When I mean completely head to toe. So books was wet, everything was wet. And I went into the office and asked him what's going on, and they told me that they pushed him down. So I figured I did not take it serious that from then he already had that injury. So I thought he was gonna grow it out, then he started limping, then it started getting worse.
Dominic did not immediately feel the pain of his injury, but the damage was already done. Over time, the muscle on his hip started to deteriorate. It only worsened by the distance he had to walk daily, since he takes the bus from Boston Village to Belize City and walks to school from there.
It's like when you go to the ice cream store and buy ice cream, you're licking off the ice cream melt off and just the cone remain. So that was what was happening to him, just the bone part was going to remain because the other piece is coming off.
Dominic was rushed into emergency surgery and will need another one soon. At just 13, he now has a screw in his hip that will stay there for about a year. He'll have to relearn how to walk, with his mother by his side every step of the way. The incident has turned Natalie and Dominic's world upside down, forcing her to take time off from work to care for him full time while she looks for a caretaker.
It's not a daily, it's a 24 hours thing. It's like a shift, like a cycle now. So he's 13, but it's just like he's what, 4 or 5 all over. Because you have to teach him how to walk back. You have to learn how to sit down back, so I have to help him sit up. I have to pick him up. I have to do everything for him. Bathroom. And he's somebody that don't like nobody to be watching at him. So his grandmother is here, but he won't call for his grandmother, he won't call for his grandfather. He will call just for me. So I have to be there 24/7.
The financial burden and stress have taken a toll on the family. Natalie's parents have had to pitch in to help with Dominic's treatment and care. When he returns to school, his family anticipates that transportation expenses and special accommodations will be costly.
We don't live in the city where it's just 5 minutes away from the school. We live 26 and 3/4 miles away from the city. So gas, and it's going to be a sacrifice that I have to make. And I'm not a person that's making all that money. I'm a tour guide.
Natalie has penned a heartfelt letter to SJC, laying out her expectations for the school's role in Dominic's recovery. She starts by expressing her disappointment with the school's initial lack of empathy and concern following the bullying incident that led to Dominic needing emergency surgery. As a parent, she believes every student deserves a safe and supportive environment, and it's disheartening to see this wasn't the case. To help Dominic fully recover, she's asking St. John's College High School for a detailed action plan covering several critical areas: mental and emotional well-being, spiritual support, physical rehabilitation, caregiver support, and academic accommodations. Natalie also urges all parents to act swiftly and decisively on behalf of their children.
Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. You know, if your son is going through something, speak up. Don't wait too long until it gets like what I am going through right now.
Despite the adversities that Dominic is facing, he has decided to take the high road and ignore whatever mean comments people have to throw his way.
I'm not going to say nothing about it. I'm going to let God deal with them.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
It's been almost a year and a half since King Charles III grand coronation, and today Prime Minister John Briceño had a chat with him over the phone. Belize was well represented at the coronation by Governor General Dame Forla Salam, Minister Francis Fonseca, and Cabinet Secretary Stuart Leslie, who all made the trip to London. Unfortunately, Prime Minister Briceño couldn't make it to the event. During their call, Prime Minister Briceño and King Charles III talked about the upcoming Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, which is set to take place in Apia, Samoa from October 21st to 26th. Just a reminder, King Charles III is the monarch of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth realms. 39-year-old Michael Zuniga, a legal assistant at the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, was arraigned today on 3 charges following a traffic accident in Ladyville on Monday. Police suspect that Zuniga might have been drinking, which is why he didn't provide a blood or urine sample. Because of this, he was charged with failing to provide a specimen, along with 2 other offenses. Zuniga pleaded not guilty and is currently out on bail for $600. The accident occurred between miles 8 and 9 on the Philip Gosen Highway. Zuniga, the son of attorney Philip Zuniga, showed up in court with visible injuries on his face, including his upper and lower lips, and was limping. His parents were there to support him, stating that he was just making sure his son was okay and that they would seek legal advice from another attorney for the next court appearance. In court, Michael Zuniga faced 3 traffic charges: driving without due care and attention, failing to provide a specimen, and driving without a valid driver's license. He pleaded not guilty to all charges. His next court date is set for December 3rd. Tonight, Earl Baptist Jr. is serving his second night of his remaining 23-year sentence after he was found guilty of murder in July and handed down a 25-year jail term. Earlier this year, Baptist Jr. was found guilty of the murder of 32-year-old Leslie Norman Gillett, a businessman who was tragically killed inside Matilda's shop in Boroboom Village back in January 2022. Justice Derek Sylvester presided over the case. The Crown presented video footage of the murder and a police witness who identified Earl Baptist as one of the shooters. At his sentencing on Monday, the judge handed down a 25-year prison term, although the Crown had pushed for 35 years for what they called a cold-blooded murder. The judge found no mitigating factors in the case. He was convinced by the Crown that they had proven the 5 elements of murder beyond a reasonable doubt. Gillett was dead. He died from harm. Baptist caused the harm. He did so with the intent to kill, and there was no lawful justification for the harm. Justice Sylvester also noted that the Crown successfully demonstrated that the electronic evidence was untampered, despite the defense questioning the integrity of the video footage. The footage from the murder scene was admitted as evidence against Baptist. Coming up, Shine responds to his lack of popularity as a politician.
Vital mangroves? Now's your chance to be recognized as a mangrove conservation champion. Join the Mangrove Friendly Development Challenge, a national competition celebrating innovative designs that enhance and preserve mangroves on private property. Developers, landowners, and other interested groups are welcome to register before October 15th, 2024. For more information, visit mangrovefriendlychallenge.org.
There's an old proverb that says, "He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything." We showcase that hope from discussions on health and wellness, climate change, and updates on NCDs and a lot more. Stay tuned to Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Sbarro, the original New York pizza you know and love. Sbarro's extra large pizzas are handmade fresh daily with San Marzano style sauce, 100% whole milk mozzarella on a hand-stretched 17-inch dough. Available whole or by the slice, so you can simply fold, eat, and repeat.
Oh, I wasn't having a bad day. I just needed...
It's here! The biggest sale of the year. Get ready to find your happy place at Builders Hardware with our happy sale from October 15th to December 31st. Whether you're a professional contractor or a DIY enthusiast sprucing up your home, we got unbeatable prices that will put a big smile on your face. Now is the perfect time to give your wall a fresh look. Get 20% off paint and a whopping 25% off paint supplies. But wait, there's more. From our stylish light fixtures to fans and AC, we got everything you need to elevate your space. Now at 25% off. And for the finishing touch, check out our wide selection of tiles, where you will surely find the tile to match your style, all at 25% off. Plus, with 30 to 50% off selected items, you will find what you need at a price that will surely make your pocket smile. We also sell sand and gravel, blocks, roofing, and so much more. Yes, you can get all your materials from construction start to finish right here at Builders Hardware. Don't miss out on our happy deals. Tell your friends, tell your family. Come visit us, save big with our happy sale from October 15th to December 31st. Builders Hardware in Belmopan. This is your happy place.
We think our customers are awesome!
Coming up, a food odyssey like no other. Getting the most out of cruising. St. Lucia's Peaks, boosted businesses. Serving up the best, a great place to rest. Another take on shrimp. It's all next on this station.
The National Party Council passed a motion on Friday endorsing Shine Barrow's leadership of the United Democratic Party. The vote taken by members of the NPC effectively draws distance between the UDP and the Alliance for Democracy, which is planning a unity convention on October 20th. According to Barrow, the recent exercise indicates that as many as 272 delegates are in support of several of the motions passed during Friday's virtual session.
The NPC is not just me. It was a negative vote, meaning does anybody object? But colleagues voted on record in solidarity with the leadership. So it is crystal clear that the National Party Council, the majority of the standard bearers, 17 times 16 is 272. The almost all, I believe all of the central executive, that's 292 delegates. So you always talk about the 208 or the 170. What about the 292?
Explain to me, how are you trying to motivate your faithful standard bearers, those who are faithful to you, to not allow their delegate group to be splintered and attend, because we know that can happen. That can happen even in Mesopotamia.
That's the question. As you have noted, this is it's not even a matter of being illegitimate. It is not a UDP activity. So the National Party Council has put that question to rest once and for all. So they can do whatever they want. That has nothing to do with the United Democratic Party.
But it does, though, because these are UDP personalities.
These are people who were UDPs. You could do it like how you do it in America, where people identify as whatever they want to identify as, but identifying as a UDP does not make you officially a UDP.
The UDP party leader mentioned that many of the standard bearers are backing his leadership, even though the Alliance for Democracy has been critical. He pointed out that the upcoming event on October 20th is pretty much like what happens when the People's United Party or politician Will Mejia organizes a convention.
We've had at least 3 recent instances where there is a consistent demonstration of support by the majority of the standard bearers. There was the meeting in Orange Walk, where we met at the ranch in Orange Walk South with German Tillit, and there were about 15 standard bearers there. We had the 51st anniversary, and 15 including the deputy party leader, elected member of the House. We had the 51st anniversary again, Wogopat, 15 standard bearers. We had the letter that was signed when we were trying to do mediation, 17 standard bearers. And we had this National Party Council, which according to my opponents is the second highest authority, and they had so much reverence for the National Party Council when it suits them. There's a consistent pattern of support there. So I have no doubt that those 17 standard bearers and their delegates will not participate in anything that has nothing to do with the UDP. What is happening on October 20th it's similar to a PUP convention or a Will Mejia convention. That has nothing to do with the United Democratic Party.
The leader of the opposition also weighed in on the plight of teachers who are facing issues with their salaries, as well as hours accumulated for continuous professional development. The Belize National Teachers Union called a press conference last week where they informed that as many as 130 teachers are being affected. Barrow places the blame squarely at the feet of the Bersenio administration, particularly the Ministry of Education. Here's what he shared on the issue.
It is startling and reprehensible that 130 teachers have not been paid and have been compelled to hold a press conference with the BNTU president to demand their payment. This is in conjunction or on the heels of the teachers protesting on Independence Day due to the lack of increments. Remember, we had increment freeze in 2020 due to COVID-19. The Honorable Prime Minister has bragged and boasted to everyone that would listen that the economy has recovered robustly, and in his words, the economy has grown every quarter since the People's United Party has taken office. Thus, the teachers want to know, with such great economic activity, why can't they get their increments? Now we have instances of teachers not being paid, as I said, with the BNTU president, the national president, at the head table in a press conference demanding pay for the teachers. This again follows with the continued development hours that the teachers have not been able to get due to cost of living, due to not getting their increments, due to not getting their pay on time, and we see no solution for this government.
The San Ignacio Magistrates Court is hearing voters' registration objections submitted by the United Democratic Party's Cayo North standard-bearer, Omar Figueroa. The UDP submitted 101 objections. Today, 3 individuals took the stand to testify on behalf of the UDP. The sitting magistrate also visited 3 of the locations under question. 28 voters are said to be registered at one of the locations. However, at the time of the visits, none of the landlords or the persons that claim to be registered at these locations were there. The hearing was adjourned for tomorrow morning, where one final testimony will be heard before the court decides. Leader of the opposition Moses Shine Barrow spoke on the issue today.
When you look at the issue with Dr. Omar Figueroa in Cayo North, where there are 100 people living in one place, I know that the media paid keen attention and had significant interest in me transferring to my residence in Mesopotamia, and I was the only person to transfer to that address in the last transfer period last year. There have been a total of 10 people that transferred over an 8-year, 7-year period. Media paid very, very keen interest to that, but I invite you guys to pay interest to 100 people in this transfer period registering at one house, if my numbers serve me correct. A significant amount, if it's not the 100, it's 50, it's a significant amount that cannot fit in the 2-bedroom bungalow that they're claiming to reside. And you merge that, so that's a form of electoral fraud, and you merge that with the nationality documents, the decentralization of the nationality documents, which instinctively you'd be alarmed that you would take the most important document. Again, we're talking about elections. We have to put it in the context of elections. People that vote decide who our area representatives are going to be. The people that vote decide what constitutional amendments will happen based on the government that they elect.
Shine Barrow is practically on the lowest rung of the ladder as far as his popularity is as a politician. That's what the results of a recent poll undertaken by Viking Strategies indicate. While there were a few discrepancies with the outcome of the survey, Barrow has responded to his lack of popularity by challenging the credibility of the survey.
What credibility does that have? I saw people bashing that, saying that it had no credibility, so I don't know what credibility.
So how do you feel about being on that poll one of the least liked politicians in the country?
It's fluid, changes every day. We continue to work hard in each constituency to improve relations with the electorate.
you were the only politician in which the word association actually produced a curse word. That has to hurt you, sir. Mr. Ashcroft, I thought he was one of your supporters.
I don't allow any external things to penetrate my state of mind and the work that I have to do.
After the break, bringing pumpkin carving to the doors of Belizeans. But first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Hello friends, I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns and thistles, and covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. I have often thought that if at death we found there was no God, no heaven, no hell, still the teachings of Christ in the Bible have made this world a better place to live in. Christ not only changes one's heart, but his mind, his destiny, his attitudes toward himself and toward others, his work habits and his ethics, his morality, but also his attitude toward his country and the community in which he lives. It is said that many years ago, Cardinal Newman visited the coal mining towns of England. He came upon some towns and villages that were dirty and smutty, and yet others he found to be exceptionally clean. The houses were clean, the yards were clean with beautiful flowers, and the people had a sense of pride in themselves. He asked someone what the difference was. They replied that there was a man by the name of John Wesley who had come and preached Christ, and when he left, things were different. May those who bear the name of Jesus Christ make a difference in their communities. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez, Brittany Gordon. Your News 5 police teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 believes on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
There's an old proverb that says, "He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything." We showcase that hope from discussions on health and wellness, climate change, and updates on NCDs, and a lot more. Stay tuned to Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Belize is often called Mother Nature's best kept secret, but that might change soon. A series of eye-catching ads lit up the big screens at a packed U.S. football stadium, aiming to make Belize the go-to vacation spot for Atlanta residents. On Saturday, the Belize Tourism Board launched a strategic ad campaign at the bustling Atlanta Mercedes-Benz Stadium during a soccer match between Atlanta United FC and New York Red Bulls. Leading the charge were the Minister of Tourism, Anthony Mahler, the Minister of Sports, Rodwell Ferguson, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Sports, Gilroy Usher, along with other officials. Belizeans from the Atlanta diaspora and representatives from the Belize Hotel Association and the Belize Tourism Board were also in attendance. News 5's Marian Ali brings us the scoop on this new marketing strategy that sets to boost tourism from Atlanta.
To stay ahead in the fierce competition for tourism dollars, the Belize Tourism Board, BTB, came up with a creative strategy, sponsoring the Atlanta United Football Club for 2024. This partnership gave Belize prime-time advertising at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where Atlanta United triumphed over New York's Red Bulls. According to Gail Malik Osayeta from the BTB's Marketing and Communications Unit, these ads showcased Belize to 45,000 fans at the game and at least 5 million Atlanta United fans across the U.S.
We chose the Atlanta United FC team because they are based in Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia being one of our key source markets for arrivals. They are one of the top 10 destinations within the U.S. Where we get our highest arrivals from. Atlanta is also a hub destination. Delta Airlines flies directly from Atlanta to Belize. So by partnering with them, by being a destination sponsor of them, we had the opportunity to reach that entire audience through different mediums. So being at the game, having our ads running within the stadium, a stadium full of 45,000 people, we're directly targeting these 45,000 people. But we also had ads running outside the stadium.
Minister of Sports Rodwell Ferguson was one of the attendees at the game. He said the ads even took on creative sports tourism concepts.
The show of sites in Belize, in particular the Blue Hole. As a matter of fact, there was a net and a ball. And when you kick the ball, then there was a feature of the Blue Hole, and somebody was sitting on a chair. And when somebody scores a goal, then the person in the chair drop in the water into the Blue Hole. It was very, very significant.
The idea followed last year's one closely, where Belize did marketing advertising in New York's Times Square. And now the BTB is expecting that the sponsorship we invested at the Atlanta game on Saturday will yield new visitors and great returns.
We would be able to definitely identify where the increase is coming from, because the immigration form does ask them what state you're coming from. And so we will be able to measure.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
Halloween is just around the corner. While it's not a huge holiday in Belize, plenty of folks still love getting into the spooky spirit. One popular activity is carving jack-o'-lanterns from pumpkins to display. But finding the perfect pumpkin can be a bit tricky if you don't know where to look. In this week's edition of Culture Tuesday, News 5's Brittany Gordon visited some local vendors to find out what kinds of pumpkins are available for those eager to carve up some Halloween fun.
From pepita seeds to pumpkin soup, Belizeans have found plenty of delicious ways to enjoy pumpkins. But there's one tradition that hasn't quite taken off yet: Halloween pumpkin carving.
This is Halloween, this is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
While it's a big deal in other parts of the world, it's tough to do here, since the special pumpkins used for carving aren't typically grown locally. That's why the owners of Caesar's Fruit and Vegetable Shop have made it their mission to import these pumpkins every year. Victor Perez, one of the shop's vendors, shares how this all started.
I was a kid and I fascinated with Halloween. That's like my favorite year of the month of the year. And then I had my other sister that pitched the idea to my mom that we should bring in pumpkins, you know, for all the cater to all the young and everyone who likes the Halloween season. And that's basically how it came about.
When Perez and his family started importing the pumpkins in 2014, it was only 10 per season. But as they have expanded their business, they now import up to 35, which are available for pre-order. One of the biggest challenges with importing the fruit is the effects of Belize's weather.
Our main challenge is our climate, because these pumpkins, whenever they hit in our country, the heat just tends like the shelf life, it starts to run. So like 15 to 20 days would be the most a pumpkin could last in Belize before it starts to rot.
In addition to the climate, one of the challenges Perez faces is the growing cost of the fruit. Since he began, the cost has increased annually.
We're gonna get a small amount because the reason is that the price went up. Like every year it's going up, but just last year we took it hard because they increased each pumpkin between $10 to $15 depending on the size. You see, if it's the small, the medium, or the large, then it would be $10 to $15. And then again, the reason why we're getting less is because it's too hot. And then last year we had to throw away like I think like 6 pumpkins.
For those unable to get their hands on the limited supply of imported pumpkins, Raylene Tejeda, a vendor at the Michael Finnegan Market, says her pumpkins are perfect for carving and eating.
You use them to make pies. You can make jam out of them. And you carve them for Halloween.
Tejeda explains that the large orange pumpkins are too expensive for her to acquire, but details how her pumpkins can be used in a very similar way.
What type of pumpkin would be best out of these ones to do something like the carving? If you could pick one.
Like the long ones, them were long like this. You could carve out the eyes and the mouth. Then you carve inside the nose and the thing there. Yeah. Then you put inside of them from the bottom. You dig out the inside, and from the bottom you put light inside of it. And then it look beautiful.
Tejeda has noticed a slight uptick in pumpkin sales every October as people flock to the stalls in search of the biggest ones. Even though Halloween isn't a traditional holiday in Belize, Paris believes it has a place here because it brings the community together for some fun. He hopes that Belize will create safe spaces for kids to dress up and carve pumpkins just like he did when he was a child.
There's a plenty of space for it. I just like I mentioned, I feel like the Halloween spirit in Belize, it's dying. It's not like before. Like, you know, back in the day, children can go trick-or-treating, no problems. But now it's different because there's a lot of robbery. Like the guys ride on their bikes and they just look for their prey and they thief their sweets.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
When we return, DFC launched new corporate relations department.
We all know about the phasing out of single-use plastics and the enactment of pollution from the plastics regulations. One of the key components in this regulation states that for an item to be considered biodegradable, it must consist of more than 50% of bio-based content. Here, you will find out how the Department of the Environment determines what items meet the criteria and what equipment is being used to guide that process.
Since 2019, the Department of the Environment has been working with CIFAS in doing microplastics. Through this project, CIFAS has donated 2 microscope Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy equipment to strengthen capacities on monitoring and enforcement to reduce marine litter and plastic pollution. The FTIR can be used to identify unknown materials. The Department of the Environment will use the equipment to determine the composition of single-use plastics and biodegradable products to enforce the environmental protection, pollution from plastics regulations.
While we have a long way to go with the implementation of the pollution from plastics regulation, having this equipment is one step closer. For more information on what's being done about biodegradables and ways you can help, visit our website at www.doe.gov.bz.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
At RF&G Insurance, we're committed to safeguarding what matters most to you.
offering coverage mile after mile. Our offices and agents located across Belize ensure that you are protected. Secure your property with RF&G Householders' comprehensive policy. From your home to your belongings, we offer protection so you can enjoy life to the fullest. For more information on your coverage options, contact our team of experts today or visit your local agents. We'll be ready to assist. Don't forget, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
The Development Finance Corporation, DFC, is shaking things up with a fresh vision and mission. As part of this rebranding effort, DFC officially launched its new corporate relations department today. This department is designed to boost efficiency for the institution's commercial partners, offering loans that surpass those typically given for mortgages and education. Think about industries like shrimp farming and cattle ranching. An official ceremony was held in Belize City today, where we got the scoop on this exciting new development.
As it relates to what it will look like, it will impact our business and the way we do business positively. Customer will have, or corporate clients, which we know are our largest scale clients that we're focusing on, will have that one-on-one. We have a dedicated team of professionals that is assigned to the corporate relations department that will be able to meet their every need, go to the businesses directly, communicate with them on a timely basis. There will be a quicker turnaround time as it relates to our processing, so it will enhance our overall effectiveness and efficiency as a development bank. I would say when we look at our portfolio, because of the size of the loans that our corporate clients would have, I would say that they represent at least 60% of our entire portfolio at this point in time.
Keep in mind that as an organization that's poised to be a catalyst for change, it's the people that's at the forefront. We deal at the macroeconomic development of this country, which filters down to improvement for everybody. So if we're dealing with cattle, we're not dealing with just one big farmer who is selling cattle. We're dealing with the many farmers who sell cattle to this big farmer who then enhances their value by keeping it in a pasture and going through all the quarantine before it gets out there. So there's hundreds of farmers out there. Now, the farmers have wives, they have children, and those that are going to school, some to university. And so it filters down. And so you're looking at the trickle-down effect, where the benefit then is not just to the beneficiary who gets a loan, but to the people who benefit from that.
According to Reinaldo Guerrero, the chairman of DFC, the institution has been able to reduce its non-performing loans portfolio from 25% to 9% over the last few years. This is a significant achievement. Guerrero says that DFC has increased its revenue collection department to collect these funds.
Like everything else, right, it requires focus. It requires focus that what we saw was that here we are lending all this money, but then we're losing, right? But it didn't have the level of focus that this new evolving DFC has decided to put into it. So it put a group of specialized people into it who came up with proposals on how we can manage it. And with that team, we have been able to make significant contributions to lowering that. And so, again, a strategy had to be formulated for that to be dealt with as a specific focus area. And that is why we are where we are, or we intend to go lower. It's a step-by-step process. We didn't initially develop the strategy. We decided that this is what we wanted to do, and the strategy evolved, and then the staffing, the people, the contracting of people out there, all of that became a part of it.
17-year-old Nyasha Harris secured Belize's first gold medal at the 2024 CODICADER Games. Harris won gold in the female 100-meter sprint finals. She was beaming with pride as she stood on the podium with the Belize flag around her shoulder. We spoke with her today about that moment.
For the 100, we had 2 heats. That was the semifinals. I ran the first heat, which I came in first, and that automatically advanced me to the finals. And I ran the finals, and I came in first as well with a time of 12:31. I was a bit nervous at first, but like I said, the team was, it made it less nervous for me then. It's not a personal best, but it's still better than the semifinals, because the time I ran for the semifinal was 12:58. So it was quite faster. I felt grateful, happy, and really excited. I'm excited.
And what does it mean for you to win this gold for Belize and to see the type of support that you're receiving on social media?
Yes, a lot of support from my fellow teammates, people back home, and even the people online as well. I want to say, thank you. The support has been really great, and it helped me a lot with my races. It made me feel confident while running my race. I would say I got it from the genes. My mom did track as well, my aunts as well, my dad too. So I would say I discovered it from preschool, because from preschool, when we do the sports day, the teacher come in first and stuff. Primary school as well. I did competitions for track in primary school, so that's when it kind of started. But I say the most of the beginning of it started in high school when we had those competitions like CCCC or NCCC. That's when it started.
Up next, Belizeans in Florida worried over Hurricane Milton's strength.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
There's an old proverb that says, "He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything." We showcase that hope from discussions on health and wellness, climate change, and updates on NCDs, and a lot more. Stay tuned to Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
It's an massive season with massive deals and rewards at Penny's. From now through December 31st, earn double B-Bucks on store-wide purchasing every Saturday. That's right, 2 times the B-Bucks, which means 2 times the cash back when shopping at Penny's. Plus, get even more rewards with B-Bucks Builders on home goods, tiles, appliances, paints, and lights. And don't forget, there's also massive deals and discounts on tiles and the best brands in paints like Benjamin Moore and BH. Rewards, deals, B-Bucks. You can get it all this massive season only at Penny's. Quality and savings.
How can a precision-engineered and sustainably made tire change your world? A tire that gives you strength and safety when you need it most.
What we learn on the track, we innovate
For the road. Bringing next-level quality and reliability to every drive. At GT, we believe our tires can deeply improve the driving experience for each and every one of us, whatever our goals. Enjoy driving. GT Tire.
From tonight through Wednesday, residents in Florida, including thousands of Belizeans, are gearing up for the impact of Hurricane Milton. This dangerous Category 5 storm lost some strength while crossing the Gulf of Mexico, but has regained power as it approaches the Florida coast. News 5 caught up with Ray Gongora, a Belizean living in Pembroke Pines, Florida. He shared that the hurricane is causing a lot of emotional and mental stress for many people.
We have gone to the areas where sand is being distributed, and there are also bags provided. Some people take their own shovels in order to expedite the process. We got to fill our own bags and then take them away and bring them home. So that is one of the process of preparation. We are placing sandbags at our doors, trying to prevent water from coming in. It's powerful. We're calling it a monster. This is a monster, and because of that, it's even affecting us emotionally. We are very anxious about what the power that this storm will have and the effect it will have upon us. Many Belizeans who are living on the coast, in Tampa, especially Naples, have moved inland with other Belizeans. Here people can get information on shelters that they can use. The Honorary Council of Belize in Miami has a number that is posted and can be used for those who need assistance or referral or information regarding shelters. And that number is 305-300-7520. Please, if you need assistance, if you need any information, any Belizeans out there, please give that number a call. You can also go online, as I said, to that website
Belizeans in Florida can also log online for assistance or information at www.floridadisaster.org/shelter-status/. Hurricane Iris might have been small, but it packed quite a punch as a Category 4 storm, causing widespread destruction in Belize. It was the second strongest storm of the 2001 Atlantic hurricane season, right behind Hurricane Michelle. The damage was most severe in southern Belize, racking up a whopping $250 million in losses. Because Iris was so compact, the destruction was concentrated, hitting 72% of the houses in Toledo District and 55% in the Stand Creek District. Across the country, the hurricane damaged or destroyed many homes and devastated more than 95% of the homes in 35 villages in the country's poorest areas. The high winds also wreaked havoc on forests and crops, with the banana industry taking a significant hit. Tragically, Iris claimed 24 lives in Belize, including 2 people who died when a scuba diving boat capsized near Big Creek. Tonight, 23 years later, we look back at Hurricane Iris in the following story.
On Friday, October 5th, Tropical Storm Iris, on a course for Hispaniola or Jamaica, posed little threat to Belize. But by Sunday afternoon, Iris had developed into a hurricane, packing winds of 75 miles an hour and moving swiftly to the west. In the early morning hours of October 8th, Iris doubled in strength, becoming a dangerous Category 4 storm and heading straight for Belize City. Iris would maintain this destructive path, shifting slightly to the south before making landfall somewhere between Placencia and Monkey River.
The mood was somber in the headquarters of the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, as Chief Meteorologist Carlos Fuller briefed Prime Minister Said Musa with the latest information.
Prime Minister, in my opinion, it would be too risky to go out there and try to do anything at this stage now. People need to just batter down now and wait it out at this stage. We will be risking lives either by getting them out now, they'll be left in the open, and this thing could fall on them.
But we have to expect the worst and be prepared for the worst. Certainly there will be extensive damage, not only to property, but indeed to our export crops.
When Iris made landfall at approximately 7 p.m., hurricane-strength winds extended only 30 miles from the eye, while tropical storm winds extended some 100 miles. As we entered Maya Beach, our camera captured the bizarre sight of sheets of zinc hanging like wet clothes on electricity lines from poles that had been snapped in two. Flooded properties lined either side of the road. It was here we first heard reports that enormous storm surges completely destroyed many buildings, while carrying others several feet from the beach. Reference points washed away, and it was difficult to ascertain exact locations. Only the familiar site of the drug rehabilitation clinic indicated that we had entered the outskirts of St. Bite Village. Smashed to smithereens was the descriptive phrase that came to mind. Villagers walked in disbelief among their gutted homes, in streets littered with trees and splinters of what once was.
A little frightened, but I had to be strong because I had 2 children in the house. So I had to be there for them.
For many of these people, it was hard to know where to begin. So some just sat trying to absorb the shock of it all, and others found solace at the bottom of a bottle. Iris had moved quickly over this area, but a drive through the village revealed that Placencia was not even a shadow of its former self. Electricity lines hung everywhere. As residents trickled into the village from hurricane shelters in Independence, many had no clue that they were coming home to nothing. The famous Placencia sidewalk was the only landmark still readily identifiable. The heavy wave action had done its deed. Buildings from the beachfront had been lifted off their foundations and dashed onto homes on the other side of the thoroughfare. As the plane circled the St. Vite and Placencia area, revealing more missing roofs, the enormity of the devastation increased as we realized most homeowners were not insured. Those who had lost everything boarded with family and friends. But as the villagers here began searching for a sense of normalcy across the lagoon, visitors to the country were coming to terms with an even greater loss: the deaths of their friends. Late Monday night, the dive boat Wave Dancer capsized, killing 18 tourists and 2 Belizean crew members. The captain and fellow survivors managed to swim ashore, but several of the bodies were recovered from these mangroves. Passengers had decided to stay aboard for a hurricane party, despite pleas from local officials to seek shelter inland. When we arrived at the scene, survivors of the accident had the grim task of removing the personal belongings of the victims. Theirs were the only lives lost to Hurricane Iris.
It may have taken Hurricane Iris just over an hour to pass across Monkey River Village. But for those residents who decided to stay and weather the storm in the community center, it was sheer terror as they desperately tried to secure themselves.
Everybody is homeless. I mean, when we say homeless, they don't have clothes. We are getting a lot of clothes, so that is kind of balancing out. But there is no beds, no chairs, no nothing, not even a place to put it if we had it. And people are just digging among the rubbles, just trying to find a plate, a pot, whatever they could find to use to cook in. We couldn't even use the wood to cook because that was wet. I mean, I have never seen disaster like this.
As Hurricane Iris blew over the area, it took everything in its path. The storm flattened most of the infrastructure in the village and totally destroyed its economy. Residents say despite the fact that 95% of their community was destroyed and it will take them several years to recover, they are not discouraged but have become even more determined to rebuild Monkey River Village.
This is a very nice, tight-knit community, more family-oriented. Just about everyone is related somewhere or somehow. And I think that's what makes it nice. Even the children, with all that the problems that they have, they're still upbeat, still laughing. We know that the weeks to come are going to be worse than this week because right now people are coming, they're seeing people from outside, so we know. But next week and the week after, when that starts to die down and reality hits home, that's when people are going to start to get the feeling of depression, frustration, and aggravation. And we hope by then we can give them something else to lift them up.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.